Okay. Mic check 1, 2. I am the Y2K collector, and I'm back with another video on this lovely Sunday afternoon. Figured I'd circle back to a video that I did a few days ago, talking about what Sony was going to be doing with the PlayStation 3, the PS Vita, and PSP stores. Looks like there's been some updates to that information, and the Vita store and the PS3 store is going to stay open. So that's really good news for the PlayStation, the PS Vita community, the PS3 community. That's great. It is kind of sad for anyone who really enjoyed PSP games, but you still have time to pick up some of your more favorite, some of the PSP games that you really like. And I'll eventually do a video on some of my PSP games. I have about 45 or 50 PSP games that I really enjoy, so I'll eventually do a video on that. But today, I kind of just wanted to go through some of my more recent pickups. I did get a few games on pre-order, so I tend to pre-order games because that just seems like the cheapest way to get them, especially depending on who the game is being released by. But so I had some pre-orders come in over the past couple weeks, and then I did make some purchases as well. So I just figured I'd share that with you all. So without any more blabbering and chatting, let's go ahead and get the pickups going. So we're going to start things off. This was a game that I saw and I definitely wanted to pre-order it. This is Poison Control. I'm always in the mood for a good hack and slash, and this kind of looked like a hack and slash, like 3D type beat 'em up type game. Kind of gave me those like Dynasty Warriors vibes. There we go. Kind of gave me like Dynasty Warriors vibes. So this is a pretty cool one. Check it out. This one was one that also caught my eye. A little 3D adventure game, Rad Rogers. I'm always thinking that these games are going to be a good amount of fun. It is rated M, so even though the image is kind of cutesy, you know that you're in for some more mature content. So this is a pretty cool one. Figured I'd check that out, Rad Rogers. I have one here by Super Rare Games. This is Brothers, right? A Tale of Two Sons. This one I had on pre-order. It looked like a really cool 3D kind of game. It kind of gave me like Tomb Raider, Uncharted vibes with a dude and his brother. So this is a pretty cool one. Snag that up. You know how Super Rare does it. All right. I got another Super Rare game. I don't usually tend to get these games, but the simplicity of the art style was what got me here on this one. This is Lonely Mountains Downhill, another Super Rare game. Wanted to check it out. It just had a pretty, funny looking feel. And I did have like one or two Dave Mirra games. If you're from the old school, you remember when Dave Mirra came out. And so this one just kind of caught my eye there. Okay, so now we have a couple limited run pre-orders that have recently come in, and one of them is really popular. So we'll get the more popular one out the way. I'm sure you've all heard about this, Scott Pilgrim. So yes, the physical version of Scott Pilgrim lives. It is alive and available. So if you were able to get this on pre-order, you should have it in your collection by now. You should have it in hand. This is Scott Pilgrim. 2D arcade beat 'em up. Great game. And then just following in line with the 2D arcade beat 'em up, we have here Fight and Rage. This has 90s vibes all over it. I mean, if you played any kind of arcade beat 'em up games in the 90s, you know what that whole vibe, what that whole feel is like. And this just gives you that whole 90s nostalgic fighting vibe. And I usually kind of just wait for these games to go on sale for like $4.99 or $9.99 on the eShop, and then just pick them up digitally, so I don't necessarily have to open them up. Okay, now we're kind of moving over to the Vita, right? So all the Vita madness just had me looking into some of the best shmups on the Vita, and Habroxia 2 was definitely one that popped up. I have the download of the first one, but I'm still trying to chase the physical first version of Habroxia. But definitely picked up part 2, and this is a really cool special edition from East Asia Soft. So definitely check that out. Okay, I'm gonna butcher this, right? And I'm really gonna, so let's try it here. Let me see if I can. Okay, if you know it, say it with me. No, I'm joking. But this is Utawa Renuramono. Okay, I think I got about a B+ on that. But this is a really cool RPG. I love the art cover, love the art style. This gives me the vibe of like anime games that I would have played, and just different anime cartoons that I would have watched like in the 90s. So definitely wanted to pick this up. And this is an Atlas game, so love their RPGs. And I think this comes with a couple pillowcases, so that's pretty cool. All right, getting down to the stretch here. So I'm really not familiar with this series, but I've really started looking into it once I started getting into the Switch. And I usually like JRPGs, but I wanted to go back to the original here. And this is Trails of Cold Steel. All right, so I'm gonna try to get this in here. It's got a really reflective cover, so the camera's gonna try to really struggling to figure out how to do the lighting here. But Trails of Cold Steel Special Edition, really cool RPG. Haven't had a chance to dive into it yet, but I'm really looking forward to getting into this one. So really cool game. Okay. And then last but not least, this was another one that I had on pre-order. This one is from Strictly Limited Games, and I'm all about that nostalgia, right? So Bubble Bobble for Friends. So anyone who's from the old school, you know about Bubble Bobble. And this is, the Switch is just a really convenient and fun and, clear way to play some of your old school and more favorite games. So this wasn't one of my favorites, but I definitely played Bubble Bobble back in the day, even in the arcades. So definitely wanted to grab this one up. And that does it for this pickups video. Not a whole lot here this time around. Just really trying to be really picky and careful about what I'm picking out and adding to my library, just because I want to make sure they're games that I'll like and play. But let me know what your pickups are. Let me know what types of games you like down in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. I am the Y2K Collector. Take it easy.